What's up, weirdos? I'm Felicia and I like scary movies, and today we're talking about a Belgian horror comedy that just came out on SHUDDER. And I have to talk about it because I think it's the goriest movie I've ever seen. So today we're talking about Yummy, which is the feature debut of Lars den Wazoo. He is from the Netherlands, and what a debut it is. So it's about a girl who is traveling to a sort of shady hospital in Eastern Europe to get a breast reduction surgery, and she goes with her boyfriend and her mother, and her mom is gonna get some facelifts, which apparently are not her first facelifts. And while they're there is a zombie outbreak. It's so funny how little interested I was in zombie movies for so long. And now every time one comes out, I feel like I talk about it and end up really liking it. And this one is no different. Now this movie is a horror comedy, so I should start off saying that. But the first thing I guess I'll just say I liked about it is it's the shock of understanding I think this is the goriest movie I've ever seen. I can't think of another movie that would surpass it. I know this year I reviewed VFW, and that was a movie that had a lot of gore, a lot of cool kills, but this just, I cannot imagine the amount of blood that they used in this film. I don't know. And it's like a freaking roller coaster where like the first 20 minutes of setup, I don't know, 20-ish minutes, who knows. But after that, the whole rest of the movie feels like the last third. It feels like the final act. Like the whole rest of the movie is just like, go, 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 until like the last shot. And it's wild. The next thing I really loved about this one is there's really fun characters. We have like our main people, but then we also have a lot of different side characters that all have very distinct personalities and their own complexities. But I do want to give some shout outs to our main folks. So first up we have Make Neuville, who plays Allison, who's going to get this breast reduction. We have Bart Hollanders, who plays her boyfriend Michael. We have Annick Christians, who plays the mother Sylvia. And all three of them, they have such a funny dynamic. But then once they start interacting with like the doctors and the nurses and the other patients, it is just so fun. And I truly appreciate how I didn't lose track of anyone. I feel like sometimes, particularly in zombie movies or movies that have like a big cast, a large amount of casualties, those kinds of horror films, you can sort of lose track of people, or you like don't really care about everyone, or people can just feel like bodies. And there is some of that, of course, that's to be expected. But the majority of the people that come in and have like scenes, they're interesting, they're complicated, they're really fun. And I didn't lose track. I knew who everyone was. And I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, that's either that guy or that guy. I don't know. So yay on you for that. Oh, also, I appreciated they spoke 3 languages in this movie. They spoke Dutch, English, and Balkanese. So the Eastern European doctors speak Balkanese, which is a made-up language that I think it was Lars's writer-director's wife made up for the movie. Which is so funny because I had no idea of that while I was watching the movie. I was like, oh yes, a casual Eastern European language. It's just not real. Next, I want to mention the humor. I mean, when you have a movie that's this gory and gross, with this many gross out sequences, like, I'm going to do a spoiler section at the end of this video, but I won't even be able to like graze the top of the gore in this film. But when you have that much, like letting the humor in there, first of all, is super important to alleviate all of this like craziness you're seeing. And in this movie, I feel like it works so well. Like, yes, the humor is super dark, but it's also quick and like sometimes a little slapsticky in this way that made me laugh out loud and then like watch someone get an axe in the head. It just worked really well together. And the last thing I'll say I really liked was the ending, because it was very unexpected. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's not how I would say a typical American horror film ends, and I really appreciated it. I was just kind of like, oh, they're not gonna just let me like go live my life now. They're gonna be like, one last thing. I don't know. When you see it, you'll know what I'm saying. It's a good last moment. Oh, it's something else that I think is very funny is the name. It's called Yummy, like a zombie movie about people getting plastic surgery to be more beautiful and more desirable, and there's a zombie outbreak where they're then going to be desired so much they're devoured. And the movie is called Yummy. I just think all of that is working very well together. Now I'm gonna link the Shudder link down below for you guys to go check it out. And now we're gonna get into some spoilers, so if you gotta go, that's chill, have a nice scream. But if not, keep watching. Okay guys, I just have to tell you, I just chose 3. My 3 top moments. There's so many. There's so many. It's gonna be hard for me to keep it condensed. That I just was so shocked by. So the first one, which I think is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, is a girl zombie has lost her bottom half, so she's just a torso, head, arms, chasing someone down a hallway for an extended period of time. And she goes so fast, and it is my favorite zombie chase I think I've ever seen. Next up, there is a celebrity of some sort that doesn't want to be caught at the plastic surgery hospital, but he's there getting some work done, and eventually you find out through a sexual encounter that he got a penis enlargement. And it's very sensitive, so he has to be very careful. And I love this because for most of the movie, and also when we think about plastic surgery, we typically think of women. We typically think of boob jobs and facelifts and tummy tucks and butt lifts and all those things. And it was so just nice to be like, oh yeah, this man was very ashamed of his tiny penis and went to go get plastic surgery to deal with it. And I just thought that was very funny. And the last moment, that it just, for a brief moment, this movie turns into like a creature feature, because they have all, this is so crazy, they have all these like jarred fetuses, I guess, that they have turned into these like lizard creatures. I don't know, but you see one of those lizard creatures chase someone, and it is so weird and strange, and it's like, what movie am I watching? It's just like wild. Oh my god. And there's a part, I mean, you don't really get to see how this plays out necessarily, unfortunately, but we see our character of Michael take a zombie who he's killed or whatever, and he takes all of his intestines out to use basically as a rope to escape. And I was just like, this movie, these people are creative. I just love that. And I think that's it, people. I think this is such a bloody good time would be a good quotable for this film, but it's really, really fun. And if you're squeamish, this is not for you. Oh, also the, Michael is scared of blood, and that is also just hilarious through this whole movie. So there's that. Okay, I think that's it, people. Check this one out if you haven't. I'll link it down below, and have a nice screen. Bye-bye.